Hello, 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 all my machine heads, and welcome back to Meadow Farms Extended, as I can't talk tonight. How's everybody doing today? This is the Life of the Dairyman series. We are back here today. We're going to work on some more contracts. So first and foremost, let's get our tractor. We're picking up right where we left off. Exactly. And we're going to wash this. Now, normally I would unhook it, but I'm not going to today. I'm just going to wash it right on the tractor. A little bit of rust forming, but that's okay. We'll get that taken care of when we got some free time. Get the tractor now. So welcome, welcome, welcome everybody back to the Realistic Farming channel for Farming Simulator 19, where we use realistic tractors, we use our real equipment, we have realistic tutorials, and we have a real lot of fun. So as you guys remember, the last episode we did a contract for subsoiling, or plowing as the game would call it. I'm using our 6-meter subsoiler technically. We're going to go in and let's see if we can find some more plowing contracts, which there is on field 69. Let's see what's around us first. We got, well, 235 is right across the way. So 23, 24, or one of these other ones. So let's go over here. 224. Wasn't that one of them? 235. Where's 224? 224 is way over here someplace. Yeah, way over there. I want to try to keep it as close as we can so we can get it done at least. Cultivating, plowing, and field 253, 34. Where is field 34? It's got to be around us somewhere here. Right? Okay, it's right here. Okay, so that's just at the end of this row here. All right, so let's do the plowing contract on field 34. Accept contract, and let's go. Woke up today, as I explained yesterday, how the weird weather's been in my area lately. Woke up November 8th, and it's 70 degrees outside. I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. It was nice to jog outside, though, isn't it? That's for sure. But I'll tell you, November, and we're getting 70-degree weather, and we're supposed to be nice tomorrow, too. We might get a little rain, but... Now, I think this goes all the way to the end. I think it's that little one on the very end down there. I think we'll be able to get that done in one episode. At least I'm hoping, anyways. Absolutely love this tractor. Okay, I can get in it that way, but I've noticed on this map there's several ways to get into fields. Well, we haven't been down here in forever. Remember, we were picking up our cows from down here. Let us make sure if this is it. And yes, there we are. And it looks like we got enough headlands to go around, so we can actually just get right into this. Let's go. Let's take a quick trip around the field to make sure what kind of area and which way we're going to go with it. Got enough headlands that way. Okay. This is always recommended for me anyways on a field that I don't know that much about. See, there's these yucky trees down here. But for the most part, I think we can go this way. I like to stay away from them. Like to stay away from them weird ones. All right, let's go. Let's go. Rock and roll. Second contract. It is now 10 minutes to 12. And when we come back for the next episode, I will simulate our lunchtime. So it'll be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll make sure that our animals and stuff got water. And it is 42 degrees out right now. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Might be a little tight. This way. But that's okay. Let's see if we can maximize this by coming out just a little bit more. There. This way we're maximizing the whole width. I hang my head out the window. You see where I turned? Now we'll just keep her straight right there, and we'll... It's almost easier to see out the back end here. This side, I mean. Straighten these little furrows. that one blind one there. Don't look at that. We're gonna have to be short here again. We'll have to come down this end with a headland. It definitely challenges you on this map, which is what you want. I mean, like we talked in depth, shall we say, not we. I talked in depth last episode about the square fields and all that stuff. So this is kind of nice. It's the way it should be. It just feels right. Our look at that's the last one we just plowed. That one on a giant hill way up there. This one seems really flat compared to it. It's just a nice small field. It's gives us a chance to get it done. That's the one advantage to small field map is that you can get, especially for YouTubers, you can get the whole field pretty much plowed. And you can imagine if I was cultivating this at 10 miles an hour, I'd be able to do 2 or 3 of them. All right, so next time I think what we'll do is we'll switch over and maybe pick some cultivating or fertilizing contracts, at least 1 or 2, because as of tomorrow, we're going to be mowing because we're going to be in day 3 of late spring. And remember, our deal was that we were going to mow 3 times this year, once in late spring, once in late summer, and once in late fall, so that we can get 3 cuts. Now, the 3 cuts won't be full growth. They'll only be 67%. But you end up in the long run, I think, getting as much, if not more. and you don't have to wait as long because fermenting the silage, I think, still only takes one transition, which is 1 day. So I want to kind of I kind of want to get ahead a little bit on the silage building up a little bit. So I'm definitely going to mow tomorrow. All right. This field has a natural curve to it. You can see how we're going like kind of around. It's funny because a couple episodes ago we had thought we were going to use the 180, 190 for all our field work because it was 180 horsepower and it gave us a little bit more. But I absolutely fell in love with that Fiat, that little Fiat. So that's going to be it. We're going to continue to use our Ford here for our field work. Just have to make sure we keep our equipment. Now, we are a little under horsepower as far as this I don't know why, with such a small field, I don't know why I'm not just going like this. We're a little undersized. This subsoiler would take 180 horsepower, and we only have 160. But we also don't have to push it to 10 miles an hour like our cultivator. Now, if we were 20, 30, 40 horsepower underneath with our cultivator, we wouldn't be able to do it because we cultivate at 10 miles an hour. But since we're only having to do this at 2.6, you don't need full power. It is revving it quite high, a lot higher than what I would want. I would want it just a little bit less. But not bad. 1892, a little high. But that's okay. When we do the big hill fields, I don't know. I mean, let me know in the comments. Do you think we should get a little bit bigger of a tractor? Because I have the case that'll go 200 and it would still fit the theme of the field or the farm. These older 70s tractors. I still have that. Remember, I used it a little bit on Rusty Acres, and that could be a beast. I mean, I'm still going to plow it 2.6 miles an hour because that's realistic. Stay out here so I don't get caught up in the trees. So let me know if you guys want me to swap the Ford for the case or keep the Ford. I know a bunch of you guys have said how much you like this little Ford, so much that you've actually downloaded it. Let me show you real quick before we go any further. I think it's under medium tractors. Yes. It's the Case 7200. Only 20,000. It kind of still fits the farm, but I want to show you. It actually goes to 249 horsepower. So it would give us quite a bit more horsepower for these hills. But let me know if you want me to stay with the Ford. I'll stay with the Ford. If not, we'll get this Case International. And with it so cheap, it's only $35,000. I might buy it anyways, so we can start not putting so much pressure on this one to get done. But let me know if you want both of them, or you want one of them, or neither. Just let me know, because this is a series for us, by us, and that's it. Not just me. I want you guys to have the input as well. You know, things that you want to see, things that you want me to do. The only thing I'm going to put in there as far as the rules, just make sure that it's still super realistic. Because after the debacle that I had with, I went, what was the name of that? Upper Lake Farms. And I was plowing, and I was giving people the ability to pick which tractors and which implements they wanted. And we started getting these like 800,000 horsepower tractors, and it was great. I was using them, but I want to stay realistic, and I want to stay with the theme. We're going to go 70s, 80s, early 2000 theme with these tractors. Basically, as you guys can see, this kind of style here. Ooh, I am over. I got to move over a little bit. That was overlapped. I got out and I was like, what? Oh, what was that movie? Oh, Grown Ups 2 or Grown Ups 2. He's like, what? Him and his wife would do it. That is absolutely hilarious. So you guys asked for it, and I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back tonight. Let's do some trivia. First question you guys got to answer first is if you want me to use the case for a little bit higher horsepower for some of these bigger fields, or do you want me to just continue to use this tractor and the little Fiat? And all right, so let's do trivia. Let's see, trivia number 3. I think we're on 3. It's been so long. I had to have Russell reminded me that we haven't had trivia in a while, and that's my fault because I kind of got busy and kind of forgot about it. But that's what I want you guys for. That's what you're there for. Keep me on my toes. So let's go. Let's find a movie here that doesn't necessarily have to be the 80s. Could be 80s, 90s, 2000s. One that I think would everybody has seen. Because I can quote all the older movies, and then you guys would be like, I never seen it. Some of you, my younger viewers, would be like, what is that, Fury? I've never heard of that movie. It's like when it comes out in the 70s, and I've seen it. What have I seen? Oh, I got one. That's a brand new movie. 2021 movie that just released, and I saw it with my son in a movie theater. So, you ready? Trivia question number 3. What movie and who said it? No, you can't eat Mrs. Chang. And go. Let me know the movie title and who the actor that said it. Or vice versa, one or the other. It doesn't matter. Either or. It's just kind of a fun thing we're doing. We're going to have some giveaways once 2022 goes around. That's why I encourage you guys, the more people that get involved in the comments, the more people that get involved in the channel and help make decisions as far as the tractors, layouts, and things. When we get to FS22, we're going to start having some giveaways. We're going to start having, like I told you guys, I think it was about 10 episodes. I don't know. I can't quote myself on that one because I've done so many. I'm getting a merch line set up, and it's going to say Machine Heads on it, or I'm a Machine Head or something like that, and it's going to be kind of cool. You guys will be able to buy them out of my merch store, and we're going to give some of that stuff away. We're going to have hats and t-shirts and sweatshirts, and what else did I want? I don't know. Yeah, I want to do shorts too, but I'm not quite sure how I feel. It's still cold months where I'm at. So it's like it's not interesting to me right now. So I encourage all of you, answer the trivia questions, get involved in the comments, do what you got to do. Because, Fury takes the little notes to that sort of thing. And, I remember who quotes on what or how many comments each person has. And if they're cool comments. The only thing that I won't do, and I have to stick to this for my own sanity, is I do tend to delete the negative comments. And what I mean by negative is you guys can be negative all you want towards, what you think and things like that. But when it starts hurting other people, we had a few people a while back that were commenting on some stuff, and they were bashing a person that was commenting, and that person turned out to be a 9-year-old. Because what we have to all keep in mind is not every single person is old enough to defend themselves. So that person unfortunately got banned. That person unfortunately got their comment got deleted, unfortunately. And you know, it's sad because on one hand, here I am like, go comment, and then you get deleted. And I don't have like this is a small, tiny little channel. I don't have a lot of subscribers, so I can't really afford to. Whoops. I hired a worker. We don't want to do that. We're not doing that yet. We may do it down the line when we get, you know, harvesting. I may hire a worker, and we might do it there. So just make sure your guys' comments are positive, not necessarily towards me. That you know, you can have whatever comments you want towards me. I'm the narrator. I'm the guy running the channel, so you know, I can take a lot of that stuff with a grain of salt. I just don't want you guys hurting each other, because that's important. You know, I'm not doing farm sim videos to sit here and be negative. We got enough of that crap going around the world right now. All of us can attest to that. Oh, there it is. I was like, did you guys hear that plane? Got a nice hawk up there. My dad used to hate hawks. Hate them. Boom. It's illegal to shoot them, but don't tell that to a farmer. Because the hawks, they get super aggressive. Like, they will come down and, like, take the chickens right off the front yard. They're pretty aggressive birds for sure. They're not like buzzards that kind of sit around and wait for something to die. Hawks will come right down and steal it. I've seen we didn't have chickens per se, but the neighbor did, and we would sit there in his front yard and watch the hawks just go, wow. And those little buggers can fly like 60 miles an hour. They go. What they do is they go way up, like way up, and then they dive, and they go like, and they come down and they will grab the chicken right off the ground, and right by the neck, and the chicken's already dead pretty much by the time it hits it. I mean, you got to remember that bird's flying like 60 miles an hour, going straight down. I mean, I don't know if it's 60 miles an hour, but they're fast. I would say legitimately 30. Because it's fast for a bird. You think, wow, I can't even believe. They're not actually flying from point A to point B that fast, but they're diving. And they'll come down and they'll steal eggs right out of your hen house. And what's worse than that, and this is coming from a farmer, what's worse than a hawk is an owl. Because an owl will literally walk in to the hen house through the front door, and literally just sit there and eat until it pretty much dies. I've seen it. You wake up and you go to feed the hens and the chickens when they're in there. Because when the neighbor went on vacation, we had to go across the street and feed his chickens for him. And they'd be dead. The owl would be dead in there, and it's just their belly was so distended because they ate themselves to death. They literally won't stop eating. I've seen it, and owls, when you see them in person, like you see them like on these cute little TV shows, and they turn around, they got these big eyes, and they're super cute like on TV. But if you ever see a wild owl, they are huge. Like compared to a chicken, it's like 3 times the size. And they're huge, and their wingspans are huge, and they got huge talons. And, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, you walk in the hen house and you're dropping some, wheat or barley into their little pens, and you look around and there's like a huge owl, and they're scared of the living daylights out of you. I mean, so it's illegal. You're not supposed to shoot hawks or owls and things like that, but tell that to the old farmers that do that stuff. I mean, luckily for me, I never did it. That's a good thing. But I have seen farmers, and I'm not going to name names, but I have seen them do them, and I've seen them eat them. I've seen them shoot them, and leave them. So, is it right? Absolutely not. I don't think that I think every wild animal has its place, but there's some animals out there like the rats. Oh, we had train tracks that ran behind our farm, and not that a train came often, because we lived in the middle of country, like farmland, like middle of nowhere. Like I think our nearest house was like 3.5 miles from us, except for our neighbor who was literally just across the street. So we lived on a little rural dirt road. So one day, out of the blue, the train, let's see if we not hit this, the train right behind our house derailed. And guess what it was carrying? It was a train load of corn. And it was coming from the depot, the corn depot, and it was going up, I don't know, north or something, and it derailed. And it was, I mean, when you're talking like 10, 12, 14 train cars, and if you've ever seen them in real life, they're absolutely huge, derailed, and the corn was everywhere. I remember hours and hours and hours we were up, my brother-in-law and I were up helping the DOT shovel it back into the train cars. And we were shoveling it into the bucket loaders, and they were bucket loading it, and it took us days. But the whole point of my story was the rats. The rats came from, I mean, you want to talk about like the movie Pied Piper. Holy crap. They came from everywhere, and they would live in our barn, and they would go across our yard, and they were so big they looked like a cat. Like if you looked at them quick, they were so gutsy that they would walk straight across our yard and go from the neighbor's hen house and eat his corn, and then into our barn and eat our soybeans, and they would make nests everywhere. But they were so stinking big that it was terrible. It was terrible. We finally got all the corn cleaned up, and then we finally got rid of them. But it took the better part of about 2 years before we stopped seeing them again. But they are destructive. They chew holes in the side of your barn. They chew holes in the side of your... I've seen them. Like my dad went through and he put this stainless steel wool on around the outside of our barn, and then put the steel duct tape around the bottom of it, and they chewed through that, chewed through the steel wool, chewed through right through the wood planks of the barn, and right into the barn, and they didn't care. And they just did it all over the place. So you patch a hole, and then you'd see another one, you patch a hole. And I told Dad one day, I was like, I literally walked into the barn, and one was standing on its hind legs, and it was reaching up into the feed trough. Didn't climb up in it. It was reaching up into it, eating whole pieces of whole soybeans, right with its like two little bare hands in the front. And I've never seen anything like it in my life. But they weren't mice. They were rats. These things were like New York City rats. Like, you know, you see those videos where like New York City rats like carry pieces of pizza and stuff all over the place. These things probably could carry a piece of pizza, well, a soda with it. It was so big. And what a freak thing too. Like I told you guys in the beginning of the story, it's not like we had trains coming through like every day. It was maybe once a week, if we were lucky. And it just happened to derail literally behind our house. But those things, those little buggers, whew, I'll be glad if I never see them again. Like, and now you see these little field mice. Like, where I live, you see the little field mice and stuff, and you laugh. And you think, I've seen your big brother before, and I've seen your big cousin. These things reminded me of, like, for you older viewers, if you remember the original Popeye movie, where Brutus was the big bodybuilder type of guy. That's what these rats look like. They look like they're on steroids. They're walking around on like giant injections of steroids in their arms. They were so big. Oh, I remember that like it was yesterday. And nobody believed me until I started taking pictures of them and taking them. Like, my teacher at school did not believe that we had those size rats. They're like, no, they live in sewers and they live this. And so I started taking pictures and taking it to school to show the science teacher. And he would sit there in front of this class and be like, you know, look at the size of these things. Like, they're growing so big. Because if you think about it, they had all the food they wanted. It was absolutely insane. They could just eat until they die. All right, so let's head back to the farm. And this field is done. So before we leave, look at the little tire tracks on this. Look at this. Nathan thought of everything. It looks like he'd drive back. What an amazing map. Every day I come on here. All right, so where's our contracts here? We'll get this one collected, complete. $800. It's only $800. But that's it. And now we got another episode under our shirts and belts and hats and gloves and boots. I don't know if I said boots or not. The only thing that a farmer really takes a lot of pride in and does spend a lot of money in is muck boots. That's what we called them. And, you know, growing up, I never realized how expensive they were till you go to, like, a Dick's Sporting Goods or you go to a Tractor Supply or something and try to buy muck boots. You know, and as an adult now, they're like $100. And farmers spend a lot of money on them because they're what protect your feet. When you're bebopping around the farm, that's what you put on. You put on your muck boots, and they go up. Mine, well, then again, I was a kid. Mine went up to my knees. So that's the one thing that we used to keep. My dad had a membership to one of those online places that he could order them, and he'd order them like 20 pair at a time. And then we'd just get them delivered right to the house, and they'd come with a truck. Crazy talk. I learned that little saying from Pops because he used to say, like, when we would make excuses, and then I'll wrap this up. Hey, look, the tractor's in the exact same spot it was when we started. How cool is that? And we got another episode. While you're here, I think I'll simulate so that way we can start real quick. I gotta still put that trailer away. Wink. Wink. All right. We want to wake up at 2 o'clock. There we go. Now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just went and took a nap for lunch. So probably one or two more episodes of contracts just to get us till like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then we'll start. When we come back on next episode, I will make sure these guys got some water. We'll bebop around with that for 4 or 5 minutes. We'll go down. We'll buy our... let's see. Let me know if you want a tractor. That's the key right there. That is... I don't know why I just did that. Because if you guys want a bigger tractor, then I can buy the front part of the mower to go with the this mower's packet. We already got it, as you see, older baler. It's going to fit. It's a Russian baler, but I like it. And we'll buy some more equipment. That's what we'll do. We'll try to buy our equipment and keep going so we can finish up our equipment. We'll wash our tractor. We'll get started with that. We'll probably purchase a harvester soon, just so we have it on the farm. We have to find some shed to put it in because these aren't very big. I might have to put it in here. I think that's the only big shed I have. No, it can go in here. Maybe. We'll figure that out when we get it back. But let me say my goodbyes and another episode. There's episode 27, I do believe, for 28. We are rocking. This 8340's getting a lot of mileage on it. Great. It's great. It's great. Ouch, it's hot. All right, everyone. I'll shut up for 2 seconds and get you out of here, and we'll get you back on the next episode tomorrow. So, without further ado, make sure you guys look out for each other, look out for yourselves, and most importantly, look out for each other's families. Make sure you guys are enjoying the night, the day, the weekend, whenever you guys are watching this video. Some of you don't watch it right away. Some of you wait, and that's absolutely fantastic. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing and share, and talk. Any comments, any equipment, anything you guys want, as long as it fits the realism and fits the theme that we have going on, I'm absolutely open for it. Let me know about a bigger tractor. If you want a bigger one that fits this theme, let me know. And answer the trivia question. And on that note, Fury Machine will catch everyone on the flip side.